welcome back to Showbiz Entertainment, and I'm still your reviewer. I finally sat down and really, I got to sit down and watch this movie a little bit better. And I was like, no distractions or anything. Sometimes when you sit down and watch a movie, you gotta there's something going on. Somebody's calling you, or somebody, all kinds of stuff distracting you. You want to sit down and watch a movie like this, just you by yourself or something, because if you do not, you're not really gonna catch it. You're not gonna get into it as much as you need to. This movie, I kid you not, it will make you cry. I'll tell you why. This movie will make you cry. The reason why I'm telling you that is because when you see the person next to you at the movies and they get so into a movie. I had a friend who cried on one of the Rocky movies. That's what I'm talking about. Not really. I'm not really the crying type. When I watch, I'm talking about Southpaw, by the way, of course. But I can fake it though. I can fake it. See what I'm talking about? Like that. I can fake it, but anyways. Southpaw. Very refreshing, by the way. This movie is called Southpaw for a reason. And the reason being is because when you get into it, it talks about the life of Billy Hope. A boxer that has everything. He's on top of the world, has a great wife, has a great kid, a great life, basically. He's undefeated, but when tragedy strikes, something happens, and he becomes in these circumstances that would break a man, that would probably cause a man to take his life, or either that, or be on some kind of pills for a couple of years, or end up or going to AA meetings for the rest of your life. That's basically it. But I didn't cry in this movie. I was just playing around, but some people did. Okay. So this he decides, how is he going to come back? His boxing career is pretty much over after. So he decides how's he going to do that? How's he going to come back from all this? He's falling apart. I mean, Jake Gyllenhaal in this movie is probably one of the best examples of probably one of the new breed of actors that have been just barely kind of rising up recently. There's a lot of bad actors out there, but this guy's not one of them. This guy trained for this movie. He got into his role, just like on Nightcrawler. This guy became Billy Hope, the Great White Hope, they call him on the movie. He became Billy Hope. He trained like a boxer. He trained for 5 months. He bulked up. He got it. He really got into this character. I had seen this guy on movies like End of Watch, and even then I kind of knew already that this guy was something special. And keep your eye on this guy, because he's probably going to do more movies. I just saw him on Everest, so this guy's everywhere. So how does he get all this back? He's lost everything. His daughter gets taken from him. He's an unfit father, and he's got of course, your usual challenger that wants to kill you. This guy wants to kill you. This guy thinks he's he thinks he's a really good boxer, and he wants to kill him. He wants to basically embarrass him. That's your typical, boxing stuff, typical even on a Rocky movie. But don't really even for 1 second say this movie's a lot like Rocky. Not really like that. It's this movie stands on its own, basically. So you're not really gonna say this is a Rocky ripoff. This is the Rocky movie that Sylvester Stallone didn't make. This is not This is not a Hollywoodistic movie in the aspect that you're not going to see like unreal boxing, fisticuffs happening, punches that would probably kill a man. That's the kind of punches that you see on Rocky Four, actually, by the way. And what you're gonna see is real boxing. This is HBO. Ever since I saw the last Rocky movie, Rocky Balboa, I seen a lot of realism, and when they make a movie about boxing, there's realism involved. So Jake Gyllenhaal and Forrest Whitaker plays his trainer. Of course, cliched. He's a former boxer too, and so he decides to train him. Really, he's not really like it's just a bomb. He's not like Mickey. Get up, you son of a. No, he's more like he plays. He just plays when Forrest Whitaker does a movie. He does this guy. I don't think this guy can make up. Could even if he was on a bad movie, he could suck at all. Forrest Whitaker is such a good actor. Every time I've seen him, even on just a secular or a secondary character, he owns the role. Okay, so Forrest Whitaker does not know how to make a bad movie. He does not how to act. He knows how to act. This guy can act. So and Rachel Adams is on this movie, and plays his wife and the little girl. She's amazing. And there's a lot of child actors right now. There's a lot of really, also actually a lot of really bad child actors too, by the way. But this little girl, you wouldn't even be able to tell. You would not be able to tell if she's acting or not because she's so into this movie. It's like she took watched some footage from former child actors and said, you know what, I'm gonna put some realism into this movie, and I'm really gonna get emotional and cry about it a little bit. And so he you see like the usual stuff. Okay, there's a training montage. You don't see the eye of the tiger. You don't hear the eye of the tiger. It's not like I said. Rocky was more Hollywood. It was more glamorous. I would say like more polished. In this movie, it's more sense of realism and what a boxer experiences. His heights, his downfalls. Like his ups and his downs. What a boxer experiences. That's basically what this movie's about. So, but Jake Gyllenhaal really owns the role. He doesn't hold back in this movie. He doesn't even anytime, like I said, anytime this somebody like him does a movie, you're gonna want to go see it. Whether the movie you want to go that he's on is not exactly the movie you want to really get into. So he did he's definitely like I know I say this about a lot of people, but this is definitely a winner. This movie's a winner. I give this movie 5 stars. I don't think like it. You're gonna when you after you see this movie that you're gonna want to stop watching it, or you're. This is like I said. This is the kind of movie you're gonna want to watch over and over again. It's kind of like it's not exactly. I'm not comparing it to Rocky, but I've seen Rocky movies over the years so many times, and I'm probably gonna end up seeing Southpaw over the years a whole lot of times as well. So I definitely, if you haven't seen Southpaw, and I want to mention some of the other characters on here that I recognize. Curtis 50 Cent is on here, and he plays basically a Don King affair kind of thing, and or only America. He plays kind of like or George Washington Duke from the one of the Rocky movies. That's real sweet. That's sweet. And he's your typical shark or typical low life when it comes to boxing promoters. Okay, so you're gonna and I really think that and a lot of people also think that I know, and a lot of reviewers or a lot of people said 50 Cent is actually a good actor. I was kind of skeptical on that because I've seen him in other movies. I've seen him in his own standalone movies, and I was just not really. I'm not saying I wasn't feeling. He's not really one of my favorite rappers or anything like that. He's not. I was skeptical. You know, just because you can rap doesn't mean you can act. A lot of these people get, of course, they get what do you call it? They get acting classes before they actually come out a movie. But I gotta say, 50 Cent definitely has come a long way. You know, the last movie I saw on is The Escape Plan with Sylvester Stallone and Arnold Schwarzenegger. So he's come a long way, and I gotta say I'm very impressed by him. And this whole and so basically, you know what's gonna happen at the end. He's gonna win the fight. But the thing is, how the fight happens, the way the fight happened is a lot like just saying like you go watch Pacquiao and Mayweather again, HBO boxing, Cinemax get together, right? Well, there you go. That's basically what the fight was like. The fight was realistic. The fight was not hot. Like I said, it wasn't it wasn't like Ivan Drago or Rocky or anything like this. This fight, it made you believe that Jake Gyllenhaal and the other guy are real boxers and they're really throwing down. And they even said on I see on some of the interviews with Jake Gyllenhaal that they were actually really kind of they're really going at it, you know. So that's why. And nowadays, if you don't, if you're an actor and you're trying to get into a movie like this and you try to pull it off on the big screen, chances are people are going to criticize you. Okay, that guy's not a real wrestler. That guy's not a real MMA fighter. He's not a real boxer. I mean, he's a fake. So nowadays, actors feel I have to have they're pressured to take the role and actually become that role, not just act it out, not just an actor with a stunt double. No, they actually become the role, and that's basically I know I see it myself. I see the pressure for a lot of actors nowadays that do roles like this, where it has to do with sports or a certain action movie. They have to train for it. They have to get ready for it, and people are going to criticize them for it, including me, and I'm sure a lot of you are. So, like I said, I definitely give this movie all the credit it deserves. It's Oscar worthy. It's Golden Globe. It's Academy Award winning. It's all the above. Okay, it's not. I'm not exaggerating either. Even though I might exaggerate a little bit and do a couple of retarded skits on my videos, but I'm not exaggerating. All right, get it? All right. All right, this is Showbiz Entertainment. All right, still your reviewer.